Hi, what's up, guys? I just recorded a whole hour video and didn't hit record, so I'm just gonna run through this pretty quick on kind of our trade recap and market recap. One thing I like to tell people is make sure you guys have ES and NQ up because where was the issue today that we had? I'll just show it on QQQ and SPY because it's a lot easier. I've been showing this gap down 3 times, sell off right here. We hit it on QQQ. That was our high on QQQ. We saw the strong sell off come. SPY, have we hit that yet? No. So you should have both SPY and QQQ. One's gonna be a little stronger, one's gonna be a little weaker. One's gonna hit that strong sell point first, and that's what you definitely want to watch. Some of these going through some of these daily candles, pretty ugly. ES was ugly. You go your top ones, Apple, AMD, Amazon. All these daily candles are pretty ugly. Hopefully, let's see if the continuation of the sell-off continues. SPX, I marked this up. We kind of rejected that 0.5 fib from all-time highs. We weren't able to hold it. Open, pushed up, closed. Opened here. Yeah, we weren't able to hold it. We came back down. Definitely, want to see that retest of here. You could tell, though, we had a decent bounce, kind of ended it at 4,200, which is that previous pivot we had. Let me go back to the hour. Over here, that 4,200 big pivot. So that's going to be a big spot. And also our CPI candle. Watch if bids come back in and the CPI candle. Also, our trend is up right now. So, just because we had to sell off today doesn't mean we should go full bearish yet. We are still making higher lows. Pretty simple. Definitely watching this 4113, kind of 4100 level. We're able to break below that and kind of get a little bounce into supply and then continuation down. That's what you want to look at. You want to look at that bounce into supply to definitely load up. Don't know where that supply is going to be because today's candle was not a supply candle. But definitely watching. There's a 2 hour that I already see. 2 hour. Oh, love. If we pop into this overnight, I'm gonna watch this overnight for futures. If we're able to pop into this with Europe opening and a continuation on, that's what I'm looking for futures overnight. I may put a order in for a few contracts at MAS. I kind of put them at a stop kind of 42, 45. Might be a good idea. But we had SPY put today, went a couple weeks out because I just wanted to develop. I didn't know if we would squeeze up to 4,300 and then sell off, because that's where our kind of strong resistance was. So that's why I kind of went a little bit out. But here's our there's our kind of had a I averaged down. You could tell the average down came pretty well. We had just I don't like using lower time frame. We had look at this strong sell off. We're able to come back up in there and strong sell off again. You can tell we weren't able to even get close, and then we had another strong sell off. So that's when sellers came in and won. Took that beautiful average down on AMD and SPY right here. And I love doing that and kind of using the risk of a new high happening, but you can tell a new high didn't happen, and we just continue to sell off right there. Pretty solid there. AMD, when AMD definitely super strong, but I went ahead and grabbed the put because when we hit supply, we hit supply. You go down to the time frame. What's I looking at? we'll just, erase the supply for now. We had this previous one that we hit here, pretty strong sell-off. Look at this consolidation area right here from here to here was our consolidation. But what I like is that supply kind of like right here. I'll show it to you on the without XNRs. I don't like XNRs, but you can tell there's that huge sell-off. Like this is a pretty strong sell-off out of this consolidation area. So there's your market imbalance. There's your balance. Eventually, the imbalance is going to get filled back in. And then when we get back to the balance, we probably are going to continue to sell off. So, down 5%, that one candle, 30-minute candle is down 5%. What I say is if we hit that spot again, I'm lucky if I get down 2%. So that was what I was looking at. If you go to the regular hours, I'm looking at, there's our consolidation. Where's our last green candle before a sell-off? And that happened to be right here. We had a green candle, end of day, and then, a gap down, consolidation, and then a strong gap down. You can tell what we do in this. The supply did create a breaker structure, and so that makes it even more stronger. Let that pop back up to that supply, and then continuation down. I would have probably went heavier if NVIDIA actually hit its supply, which technically this could have been the supply right there, but kind of the last buy candle for the sell-off. What's a 4-hour one? Yeah. So you gotta kind of pretend this right here is a red candle straight down. So you have a super strong sell-off from this doji. Almost 10%. We come back up in this area, we're gonna sell off again. Go over some tickers people requested. Amazon, definitely keep your eyes on Amazon at this 145 level. If I put extended on, it kind of looks a little bit better. Rejection. The main thing we're watching now is kind of this CPI low, where Amazon was able to push up almost over 5%. So definitely going to watch if we are able to come down, catch some bids, pop back up. Google, not the best sell-off today. Was a little stronger to begin with. Kind of broke out, but also, we're kind of holding. Here's our resistance point. Resistance. We kind of broke above and we're kind of holding as support. I do have next week's. I still think the market has a little bit of sell-off coming, so that's why I went ahead and grabbed next week's. Someone had Airbnb. Asked me about Airbnb. We did hit that same kind of rejection point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejections from here. You tell, what do we do again? We rejected again. Kind of broke above, kind of broke out. We did reject down, but we do have 2 kind of strong gap up demands. So kind of watch that. I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but I could definitely see us coming back. Here's our previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resistances. We broke above, kind of retested it, kind of broke below, where then we continued up. So if we are able to break below those demands, we might be able to see a little bounce there and then kind of a bounce down. All depends on what this market's going to do. And then the last question, it's like repeating myself, I had was people trying to stay in the play as long as possible to get the best profit. And I was trying to tell this person, like, you have to have an exit strategy. The ones I like to preach is either, following it at EMA or going candle low to candle low. So, if you're following your EMA and we're in SPY calls at like kind of right here, we're riding this EMA up, we could kind of adjust it to see kind of an EMA having a little bit better bounce. It's how look bounce. We were able to bounce off that 5, and then you can tell, this would be our exit right here. Broke below. Look at the downside. If we're grad puts here, keep this EMA as your stop. You can tell we didn't close above it. Open, close. We didn't close above it until right here. So based on your exit strategy, you stayed in those plays pretty long. Yeah, you could have probably got a lot more profit down here, but that's where kind of using my second strategy goes along. So try to find an EMA. We go up, this guy on Twitter, some people like him, some people don't, but he has Ripster's EMA clouds. I kind of like him. Meta off the bat was pretty strong, and let's just look at this, ride this EMA cloud up. There's really no point of getting out of this until we break. You see, there's our break below, kind of closed in it. So that was, if you're in meta long, your kind of stop would have been there based on the EMA cloud. But, the second strategy I like to use is kind of go into the 5 minute, go to SPY, kind of just moving your stop loss up candle wick to candle wick. So if we got in calls, kind of in this reversal here, we're just moving our candle wick. Oh, there's our stop. Okay. This is kind of like the strat, candle reversals. We're able to boom. Did we make a new low here? No. We keep moving our candle wick up. Look, we're still moving our candle wick up. There. That's our reversal candle. That's where we got out. Possibly, people who have paper hands, whatnot. This candle right there would have scared them. They probably would have only got out here 10%. But based on this exit strategy, you made a way better profit. Even on the way down, you grab puts here, just keep moving your candle down. We could have stopped out here. Right, open, close. Yeah, that's where we would have got stopped out. But then we could have got back in. Only got one. Just keep riding that candle. We didn't close, didn't close. Finally, this is the first time it closed, so we could have rode that down. You use different time frames. See that 10. See, if we would have done a 10-minute, wouldn't have stopped us out. If you're farther out, use that 10-minute. Use that 10-minute. Our first close would have been right here. So you could have rode it from here to there, 53%. Definitely a good profit. But as long as you stick to that exit strategy, you can't complain. You just can't complain. As long as you stick to the same profit taking. But also kind of just look back at the chart. You can tell like we made a strong move down. And what I'm watching in these strong moves down is I'm flipping through kind of higher time frames and trying to figure out where our supply and where our demand is. And there's our 45-minute, supply. This was what I kind of watching. I wanted it actually to get back in here and reject again. It didn't do it. But also, kind of watching how that works. There's our strong drop, and then we kind of looks better on QQ. We had that strong drop, and then we kind of consolidate. If you had further contracts, you kind of just watch this pattern form. You could obviously tell this is a bear flag. We would have broke above. get out, broke below, you make more money. But, just stick to the same exit strategy. That was a good example on the way up right here. This one would have stopped a lot of people out, but we didn't close until here. So, that's what I like to people. And then, also you can use VWAP, pop VWAP up there. We're holding VWAP up, and that's kind of our break below, test, continuation down. So, kind of use those three strategies. I don't, that's the only reason I use EMA is kind of just follow EMA down and just keep that as your stop. But appreciate you guys. My last video was a lot better, but of course I wasn't recording it. Tomorrow I may or may not be on pre-market. My wife and son are going to the beach, so I might have to help them pack up a little bit. They're going to visit some family, and me and the little guy, little 8-year-old, are staying home. So I might need to watch him a little better, but I don't like Fridays to begin with. But appreciate you guys. Definitely, if you're watching this, like, subscribe, and comment, say something. Appreciate you guys.